Turner. She's like a British archaeologist that was one of the pioneering here, and she found it and she dated it, and everybody agreed with her, to the 10th century BC. So around the time of King David. And it's not a wall, but it's a supporting sort of structure of something that was built at the top of it. It's not a wall of the city. And this goes back to the 10th century BC. What we see leaning against it today are some structures. The most sort of, the one that you can really figure out, it's the structure of, is this one here. You see there is like an inner courtyard, very small one, but still. There are these pillars that support a roof, and it's divided into three. There is like a courtyard, very small. It's like 2 by 2 maybe. There is a space over there, and a space over there, and there is a staircase on the other side leading to the roof. This is a home back then. Surely in the walled city, you don't expect mansions. And you can see also the topography of the city. It's the balcony or the roof of the lower home is really the balcony of the one that is on top of it on the. And you can really hear, see, and understand. Like, remember the story of Bathsheba and King David? You remember this? The Bible tells us that King David one day was up in his palace. So let's imagine the palace is really up there, okay? Because it makes sense. And he looked from his palace and he saw Bathsheba. Bathsheba is a beautiful woman, and she was bathing on the roof of. And King David liked women, and he was very impressed, but he had a problem. That she was married and her husband was fighting a war, and then King David comes with the idea to send him all the way to the front line of the war so he will be killed so he can take her. And that's why what? So she can take her in. And that's what he's doing. He's mixing this plot of sending this guy straight to the front lines. He's being killed in the battle, and he takes her in. So up till now, and you can really see it here, right? He's up there, and she's bathing on the roof, right? It's really can be understood now. But up till now, it's a regular story about a king who does whatever he likes, right? This is how it was back then. But then you have something that is unique to this culture here. We have the prophet, which is a completely sort of unique entity, a guy that speaks the morals. He comes to King David and he tells him the story of the poor guy that has one goat or sheep, and he has a neighbor that is very rich, he has plenty. And the rich guy, grabs and takes to himself the only sheep of the poor guy. And King David is furious. Show me the man, I'll kill him in my own hands, right? And he tells him in 2 words, you are the man. Oh, in Hebrew it's 2 words. Now, and this is David. This is when David understands what he did, and he's filled with remorse. But it's very complicated kind of personality. It's not. But who is this guy, Nathan? He's talking to the king here. But no, he is like those guys are throughout the biblical story, and it's very unique to this culture here. That there would be somebody who would come to the king and say, this is not done. And you're going to be punished for this. And he's saying some very tough things to the king. And he can do this because he speaks on behalf of the high authority. So this all happened here, on this area here. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that this was the palace and this was Bathsheba's home, but couldn't be. This area of the city, by the way, we know how we can date it. We can tell you where it ended, because in these homes we found burned furnitures, right? And furnitures made of wood that can be radioactively sort of checked and we know it happened on the 6th century BC. We found Babylonians' arrowheads here. So this is the level, or the area of Jerusalem that the Babylonians captured, and when they destroyed Jerusalem. And it was a very well-to-do community here for the time. One of the signs for it would be this rock here. You see the rock with the hole in the center, right there? Yeah. What would this be?
kitchen sink?
Well, you were in the yeah.
Bathroom?
No, not sewer. This is a toilet seat. And the fact, and it's of the time, it's 6th century. So the fact that they could deal with this kind of, luxuries, it means that it was a well-to-do community. It wasn't some, So let's move it a little bit further. The city, by the way, is holding is a guy that is mentioned in the Bible several times. His name is Mariahu, son of Shaphan. Shaphan family is a very important family in the Bible. His father, Shaphan himself, is mentioned in the Bible as one of 3 individuals that saved the Bible from being lost. One, much later, is Rabbi Akiva in the 2nd century AD. Now, the other one is Ezra. This guy was sent, according to the Bible, as part of a delegation to look for the Torah scrolls that were lost in the temple. There was a very secular king, Menashe. During his time, the Torah was lost. And his son is appointing our guy to go and look for it, and he comes back with it. The son of Shaphan, the guy that we have the bulla of, he had 3 sons in the Bible. Maybe he had more, but 3 we know of. One of them saved Jeremiah from being lynched. We talked about the fact that there are 2 schools, 2 political parties. What Jeremiah is doing here is disencouraging the people. He's telling them don't rebel, that they are in war and they want to, and he's telling them you're going to lose, So people are upset with him. You saw how they throw him into the pit there in the movie? They're upset with him. And one of the sons of Shaphan, not this one, a brother of his, saves him from being lynched. Another son is being sent to the communities in the diaspora, telling them, don't encourage the people here to rebel. So we have a whole group of people around Jeremiah. Jeremiah is the one who's delivering the messages, but there's a whole group of people that sort of support him. And our guy is ascribed to the king, is one of the elite of the kingdomship, and he is another supporter of Jeremiah. In his chambers, the advisor of Jeremiah is delivering his messages, is like passing on the word. And this is him. He's mentioned by his name in the Bible, and we found him. More than that, the nephew of our guy, the son of his brother, after Jerusalem is being burned, destroyed, and the elite is being taken to the diaspora, to Babylon, the Babylonians still keep here the people who could work the land and pay taxes. Doesn't make sense for them to. And they appoint a guy who's the nephew of our guy, Gedaliah, son of Achikam. Achikam is the brother of our guy, son of Shaphan. So he's a grandson of Shaphan already, and he is appointed by the Babylonians, and it's not surprising because all his family said, no, don't rebel, right? And so they're appointing him to keep an eye on what's going on. And this guy, after a few months, will be assassinated by one of the guys from the house of David who says, I should be the king, not you. I should be in charge. I'm of the house of David. And this is maybe the first political assassination in the history of the Jewish people. And the outcome or the result of this assassination is catastrophic because they were so much afraid of the revenge of the Babylonians, the country empty from all the Jews. They're flooding to Egypt to save themselves. And for a while the country is vacant from all the Jews here. And this is such a traumatic event in the life of the Jewish people that, Jews fast 4 days a year, Yom Kippur and others. One of them is Tzom Gedaliah, is to commemorate or remember the time this political assassination, so it would never happen again because of the terrible consequences that it had. And, all these people are coming to life. We found sort of a signature of this family right here underneath where we're sitting. And this is, it's one of these fun times where the biblical report is beautifully correlating with the archaeological sort of findings. It happens more often than you think. There are many cases where you really